is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From city view lofts, high-rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity. It's a lunch hour in Vegas, and we're on the dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV Radio.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to On the Dot, and we are on the dot at 12:02. Yes, and thank you for our brand new sponsor, who happens to be also our producer and co-host, Mia. Hi, my name is Dot, and my partner here is Mia Casino. Yay! Hi, Mia.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our second episode for our Sex and Sin City March episode for International Women's Month.
Yay! Oh, before we go further, let me introduce formally who this young lady with me is. My partner, Mia Casino. Her full name is Benjamina Mia Casino. She's a realtor, and she's been doing this since 2008. She holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Hotel and Restaurant Administration from UP Diliman. And she has an extensive background in management, and she held key positions in the field of sales and marketing. She's a mother of 3 talented and beautiful children, and she's married to her college sweetheart, Timothy Casino, who was our guest, one of our first guests. Hi, Mia.
Hello, everyone. So we were saying, since it's International Women's Month, we haven't really introduced ourselves. So we're formally introducing ourselves. Our On the Dot host, Miss Dorothy Tome, is a certified life coach and a facilitator of a course in miracles, law of attraction, and the Enneagram. She holds a master's degree in education and a bachelor's degree in humanities from UP Visayas, as well as a certificate in U Theory from Massachusetts Institute of Technology and Science of Well-Being from Yale University. Yale University. Once again, Yale University. She taught in the Montessori preschool and was a Steiner Waldorf parent before coming to Las Vegas.
Okay, that sounds like a mouthful. Okay. No, I didn't get any formal education from Yale or MIT. Those were just certificates, short-term courses. So, but one reason why we do that also is because it's one of those things that our society is telling us that, you have a degree, you have this, you have titles, you have so-and-so, put them next to your name. And so I resisted that for a long time until somebody said, they are just words and names, just put them on. So it's going to be okay. Yeah. So that's it.
And education is something people can take away from you. So you should be proud.
Thank you for that, Miss Mia. Yeah. Thank you. All righty. So what have we got today?
So this week, we're not going to talk about, there's no letter, but this week is inspired by a painting of The Truth Coming Out of the Well by Jean Leon Jerome, 1896.
Well, I wonder if can it be put up on video? I hope it can. Yeah, go ahead, Mia.
So it's a late work, which is 1-3, depicting the same subject, shows a pale, naked woman emerging from the well of the title. She is in motion, lurking towards the spectator, her mouth open in either an expression of anger or exclamation. In her right hand, she holds, just in case it's not on the preview, she holds a switch, possibly to use in attack, and her obvious anger is at odds with her naked vulnerability. So, so the pallor of her skin is emphasized by the dark, cold-looking stone and the depths of the foliage behind her. So in a strange, compelling painting, the message behind Jerome's narrative is ambiguous, so it could be interpreted in different ways. So that's the inspiration for this week. It's not a letter, but it's actually a post that I saw on Facebook. So the Soul Alchemy goes.
Yes, it's up now. Yeah, I can see the figure. I can see the painting online now. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Saying hi. We are live on Facebook. Yes.
Hello. So the lie said to the truth. Let's take a bath together. The well water is very nice. The truth, still suspicious, tested the water. So it's the lie and the truth talking. The truth, still suspicious, tested the water and found out it really was nice. So they got naked and bathed. But suddenly, the lie leapt out of the water and fled, wearing the clothes of the truth. The truth, furious, climbed out of the well to get her clothes back. But the world, upon seeing the naked truth, looked away with anger and contempt. Poor Truth returned to the well and disappeared forever, hiding her shame. Since then, the lie runs around the world dressed as the truth, and the society is very happy because the world has no desire to know the naked truth.
So sad.
Yeah. So that's The Truth Coming Out of the Well by John Leon Jerome.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds sad. Where is the truth? She's still underneath? Is she still out there, down there, or has she emerged? What year was this? 15 something?
I'm sorry?
What year was the painting?
1896.
Oh, okay.
1896.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It could be
1896.
interpreted. There's different interpretations to the painting. So should we introduce our guest speaker?
Yes, please. Yes.
So our guest speaker is born and raised in the Philippines and now lives in Van Nuys, California. Graduated Bachelor in Arts in Economics in University of Santo Tomas. Former manager, Intermedia Marketing Services, a manpower agency specializing in advertising and promotions, manpower training, TV production, special events, organization, and more. A trainer, quality management, total quality management, head of education and research of labor sector of the Tripartite Congress of the Philippines, member of the California Writers Club, caregiver, fundraising organizer, painter, crafter, farmer, hobbyist, mother of Ray, Joy, Jamie, and a grandma to their 7 children, Miss Desiree Badana Munoz.
Hi, Tess. There she
Hi,
is.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to On the Dot.
You are a well decorated woman, I should say.
Yeah.
Well accomplished.
I hope I live up to that. Thank you for letting me join the conversation.
Thank you for being here. And one of the reasons we picked you from a raffle, consider yourself a raffle winner. One of the reasons we picked you was because I've seen your progress as though I'm a judge. I've seen how you know, for those who have for those who are watching us and listening to us, Miss Desiree, we go back to when was that? In the 80s, right?
Yeah, in the 80s.
And yes, I was still on the radio. And then coming here in California, I was so delighted because you wrote a short story, didn't you? Was it a short story, or what was that you wrote like a couple of years ago?
I shared with you?
Yes.
Oh, I went to a writing class. I sent you a copy of my first piece.
And so what was that about?
It's about the search for a yearning for a mom.
A yearning for mom?
A mother, for a mother.
A mother. Mm-hmm. And that is so beautiful because here we are, mothers, all three of us, and here we are women, and we are celebrating ourselves, not because we are arrogant, but because we acknowledge the gifts that God has given us, the gifts of life. So this is not about arrogance. This is about humility, saying that nothing of our own. We're not here entirely because of our own devices, but because we are gifted and we are blessed, So for me, that's a form of humility. So we're not here on our own. Yeah. So Des, what are you most interested in these past few days? What's your focus during this pandemic?
Oh, I started my first vegetable garden.
Wow.
And as I was reading through, it's beautiful because I started from seeds, from germination. And I was studying cross-pollination and pollination. And this just linked to our topic today about procreation and the spirituality of life around us. Mm-hmm. So it's beautiful. Pandemic, I was stuck in the Philippines for 3.5 months when the pandemic started. So the busy life in the U.S. was transformed into stillness when we were there because we couldn't go out. So, but it was a very productive visit because there were a lot of activities that I had to, they actually organized. And coming back to the U.S. to be with my family again, was a struggle because there was a lot of processes that we had to go through to be able to come back. So I came back. What did I do? I made masks for.
I remember that.
Give out. Mm-hmm. I made masks. I sold some. That usually happens with my hobby. Turns out it gives me back a little money to finance that. And so right now I'm staying home, still very busy and happy.
The key word is happy.
Happy.
Busy and happy. Yes. I remember the masks that you made, but I never ordered from you. Did you give them away for free?
I gave some away for free. Some I sold. Some people bought because they needed more. So, and they're customized. They're customized. They had to measure their faces.
Wow! Oh, yeah. Wow!
Yep.
Wow! You are excellent. So, in our opening salvo, the naked truth. Did you see the photo, the painting? Right. You saw the painting and you read the story, you heard the story, yes. In your various fields of expertise, your experiences, have you ever experienced discrimination or preferences of other people based on your gender? You being a woman, and so you were turned down from doing something. Did you ever experience that?
No.
That's thankfully, a strong no.
No. Yes. I was never discriminated against because I was a woman. But in my life, especially when we were living in Manila, it pains me that women, and that's based on my personal experience, are being looked at as a sexual commodity, or I remember when I was probably in second year high school, there was this college student who had a crush on me, and he couldn't come approach me. And one day they came over to where I was staying. It was a boarding house. And they said, Desiree, so-and-so would like to use you. Well, the use thing, if that's in Ilonggo, is what?
Usar.
It's usar.
Gamit.
It stained me for the rest of my life until I was able to realize that I could have punched them, on the face. But I did not know how to react, because we were very protected when we were growing up. My dad was a mayor. There was a point in time where we had our own bodyguards and stuff like that. And here comes people who would tell you this. And so the second time was, but what's most important is it never escaped my mind. I learned that it had something to do with self-esteem. That for me, it had nothing to do with that. It had something to do with respect. I did not deserve that, and I was so angry at myself for not doing something, and at them for doing that to me. The second time was when we were in Manila. I will not measure, where my ex-husband worked, right? So in a party, one of the most popular announcers they had, and of course it was a drinking party, came up to my ex-husband and said, "If you're done with her, give her to me."
Wow.
Okay, so it was a real shock, and I did not really I could not remember. I think it was something like, "Oh, she's my wife." And of course he knew that I was the wife. So, but saying that made me so angry. And on the other hand, I thought, this is a product of seeing people, like in that case, my ex-husband, who probably having to do with a lot of girls, and then just making you one of them was very sad. So isn't that something that we women should really have to work for?
Which one? We have to work for, to fight for to stop people looking at us as sexual objects. So, like how in the Philippines, in the commercials, for instance, it's always women. In calendars, you see sexy women. So I remember, I fight for that. I remember I went to an advertising congress, and one of my clients is La Tondenia and San Miguel. So of course, because it's an ad con, they were showing samples of commercials. So after this commercial of a sexy woman, and then this man holding a drink and looking at this woman, I went up the stage and made a speech. And I said, I don't want my son to look at this and think that he has to drink to be able to make love, or to even approach a woman, that he have to be emboldened by a drink. Wow.
And, and I said, and this is a shame, because drunken sex, or sex with a drunk person, is really nothing. They're poor performers. That's what I said. That's what I
Okay.
said.
That's so beautiful
True.
that you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it's I said we should stop this.
Uh-huh.
And so we should stop using women and making them, selling
Objects.
drinks, because that's the Philippines. When it
Yes.
comes to
Right.
alcoholic drinks, it's always women. So why are you making us sexual objects?
Objectification. Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
So then I got a standing ovation that
Good
never
job.
stopped until I got to my seat. But you know what? When I passed my clients, they gave me a noogie. Only because I was actually speaking against my client, but I did not really care,
Yeah.
because
yeah.
we have to speak up.
Oh my God. Yes, that is the naked truth. Mia, you want to say something? You
Oh,
were
no,
going
no,
to
no.
say something?
No, I was clapping for that.
Yes, because see, what you just said, Miss Des, is one of the well-dressed lies.
That's
Mhm.
The well-dressed lie in our society
Mhm.
that you need to get drunk, or you know, associating drinks and machismo with women and objectifying
Mhm.
women and using
Women.
the body, the woman's body in that visual, that image of macho, sexy,
Yes.
powerful man, and the alcohol. So that is one. I was going to ask, later in the show, like in your experience, what is your experience of a well-dressed lie? And so without even attempting, without even asking the question, this showed up. This is the
Yes.
naked lie, the well-dressed lie.
Just lie.
It shows up in our advertising, in our motion pictures, that you're a body, you're just a woman, we can use you. Yeah. And your naked truth that showed up there is that no, I do not want my son to look at
Yes,
women
to
that
look at-
way.
Mhm.
Mhm. And no, we are not objects.
Yes.
That is so powerful. Wow. Okay.
Very
Wait.
strong.
Yes. We're gonna take a short break for our sponsor, because we will dive deep into some other questions. So let's take a
All
short
right.
break for our
Take
sponsors.
a sip of coffee.
For our sponsor and a sip of coffee. Thank you. Yeah, we'll be right back.
Here's to
On
women.
the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. Like heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From city view lofts, high rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity.
Yay. Thank you for our very first sponsor. Yeah, thank you for that. On the dot. Ooh, applause, applause. This show, Mia, is why are we doing this? Would you like to tell our audience why we're doing this, Mia?
This show is in cooperation with UPAN, University of the Philippines Association of America in Nevada, in cooperation with PHLV. And
Yeah.
this is a I want to dance.
Yes, the proceeds will go to. We're just helping each other. We're just helping the university, the association for in all this, our community projects. So we're back to our show. Our title is The Naked Truth and the Well-Dressed
well-dressed
Lie.
lie, yes.
With our special guest, Miss Desiree Munoz. So the question, you brought up sex, making love and all that. How important is sex in your life, Des? And then I'm going to ask Mia. Yeah.
Of course, sex is important in our life.
It's procreation, right?
It is very important, for procreation. And although, of course, from puberty all the way when you get older up to my age, that kind of wanes a little bit. Because that agrees with nature. When you're menopause, you don't procreate anymore. So, that comes. And then, of course, sex also does not come in the form of sexual intercourse. It comes in forms of closeness, touch, tenderness. So it becomes even more meaningful.
Ah, lovely, lovely.
Yes.
What a lovely way to look at sex. How about you, Mia? How important is it in your life?
Well, as I mentioned in our last episode, everything in life is about sex except sex. Sex.
Yeah.
Sex is about power. So, yeah.
Power.
Yeah.
The power to
Power,
what?
did you say power? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. The power.
So,
yeah. Tell us more about the power, Mia.
when you have, it's, as you said, that last week. So does that mean we have to have sex all the time? Not necessarily, but as Des was saying, we are controlled by our minds, and because of advertising, people are drawn to it. So, by what Des was saying, the advertisers uses women and the mentality of men to be drawn to sexy women and correlating it with drinking and alcohol. That's where the lie comes in. So
that's where the lie comes in.
That's where the lie comes in. Yeah.
I love what you said about power, because have you heard of phrases like take back your power or women empowerment? And sex could be translated into that, not necessarily the sexual intercourse that many of us relate sex to, but our power for creativity, the power that comes from the lower chakras, the second and the third chakras from below, the power to create something, to bring forth a project, an endeavor, an advocacy, to speak up in behalf of the voiceless. That is our power. And that's how I relate sex and power. You want to say something, Des or Mia?
Well, your first question initially with Des was if she has experienced discrimination because of being a woman. I was going to answer it in a way that I used my being a woman to my advantage.
Oh.
Yeah. So
That's right. We have a lot of advantages.
Yes.
Women has a lot of advantages over men in that sense.
Yes.
In that
I guess so. You could use your charm. You could also use your body. You could use your natural flirtatious woman style. And I think in that aspect we have an advantage over them.
Correct. So it's a matter of perspective also.
So true. And you said not you, I'm picking up the idea or the energy that sex and spirituality can be connected with each other, because you said, you know, that's how we are made as women. That's
Yes.
how, that's in discussions about the genitals of men and women. A man's genital is designed to penetrate, to enter, while a woman's genital is designed to receive. It's for openness. And so in our experiences as women, we are nurturers. We receive the seed, like your garden seed, Des. We receive the seed into our body, and then it grows into a baby, and we give it out back into the world. And in so many ways, as women, we are also nurturers, our children, our friends, because we are gifted with listening skills. So we receive their thoughts, the thoughts of our friends, the thoughts of our peers, and even our family members, our husbands, our boyfriends. We receive their thoughts, and we become the holding space. That's the chalice, right? The cup. The cup, the holding space of so many dreams and fears and aspirations and thoughts, ideas of people around us. And so that's the gift. And for me, I'm going to relate that as my naked truth. That's me. That's how I feel about myself. That's my truth, that although I am encased in this body, my spirit is open, and I can hold you. I can hold your fears and your dreams and aspirations. Yeah, so that's just how I relate sex and spirituality.
Nice.
How about you? How do you think, about that?
Well, I was raised with a very conservative thought about sex and sexuality. I was told that sex is sacred. I was taught that in a marriage, in a pair bond, there should be monogamy. It has to be monogamous, and I was also told that you could not say no to your spouse. Yes, because it's their marital right. So this is played up in my marriage a lot.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and so I always thought. I also grew up. My mom died when I was 3 years old, and I was told that I was a crybaby. No, not a crybaby. I was told that when my mom heard me cry, she would say it looks like she's being pierced by a dagger on her chest. So when my life was difficult and I was getting hurt in the process in my marriage, I would think of that. I would think of myself as a tender person who needed to be loved. And so, and also I thought that sex should be gentle, should be spontaneous, should be sacred, almost to a point. For me, it was sacred. So when when that's sacred, when you look at sex as sacred, and that's being mutilated, or that's being what do you call this?
Given a different packaging. Okay.
Anyway, so when there's no exclusivity, for instance, for me, it's it looks dirty to me. So anyway, that was where I was bothered by, because and that's my truth. In my past life, so there was just a lot of it. The attacks did not come just from men from the exclusive partner, but from women who have been part of the exclusive partner. So I became a victim of these women who wanted to share in the relationship. Getting phone calls in the middle of the night.
How did you emerge from that victimhood?
Oh, they could not ruin my spirit, Dot. They could not. From the beginning, I tried to show them, no matter what kind of nastiness they would give me. Like, for instance, I went home to copies, and with my children and all the yayas, when we came back, we were just marching on into the house, and the phone rang, and it said, "Hello, is this Desiree? You know, when you were away, your husband took me to your house. We made love in your bed." So your house, the one with the tall black gate? And so I said, "Yeah, that's our gate. We made love in your bed." I said, "Did you like it?" And so they're angry at me. And so she banged the door. Yeah, honestly. And then you get a phone call and it say, "It's time for your husband to bring me my sustento." Okay, when he comes home, I'll tell him. So you just do that. Oh yeah, your husband's nakakahiya ka. Yung medyas ng husband mo butas. Ako ang nakakahiya. So I said, "Alin, kaliwa kanan." So, you just play with that.
Yeah.
And these people attack. I don't know why these people are attacking me. Women attacking women. Yeah. When we were in Iloilo, there was this the blessing of a new station, right? So I cut the ribbon. I looked pretty, and somebody tripped me intentionally.
Oh.
So I looked at the woman. I did not fall. I'm sorry. I did not fall, but I almost fell. I caught myself. And when all the pictures came out, I saw that woman.
Okay.
She tripped me. And so they would do that to me. In Manila, somebody calls to the house and says, "This is the mother of a woman." I said, "Can I borrow your husband? Can we borrow your husband? Because my daughter is blah, blah, blah. The daughter is sick." And I said, "Yes, but let me talk to him." So I said, "Yeah." So this is how you emerge victorious. But there was one time I got hit. Because no matter how strong you are, there's just some point in your life where you can't take it anymore. Or maybe you were low. I was low during the time. So somebody called. I was taking a shower. I ran to the room to pick up the call. And this woman said, "Hello." They always talk that way.
Hello.
You should have said hi.
"Desiree." Sabi ko, "Yeah. Blah, blah, told me you're a perfect wife na sana." You know the sing-song? "Kaya lang, mare ko, magpabongga ka. Laspag na yung katawan mo." Or I think she used bagsak na yung katawan mo. So these are the attacks. Women against women.
Wow.
So, yeah. Because I thought... Yeah. And there's so many more experiences that you just can't imagine. And to stay strong and
positive,
not be ruined by that is so difficult. Yeah, but I got better over time.
You got better.
I got better over time. Yeah, wow. It did not stop. It continued when we moved to Iloilo, and it was even worse. It was even worse.
Are you saying that Ilonggos are worse than Manileños?
No, No. It got
Just
not that way.
kidding.
It got worse because these people, the people who were doing this were known to me. Some of them my friends, and some were acquaintances.
Uh-huh. Well, we have 8 viewers on the PHLB. Let's convert that to hundreds. We have 800 viewers. No, just like that. So that is power. That is your naked truth coming out. I can't be ruined. That is your naked truth. Yeah. Mia, I think she wants to say something here.
No, that's very admirable. That's very admirable. Not only because, Miss Des is very strong. She was made, that's part of her belief to be supportive. I mean, that's how she was taught to be submissive to her husband. And that probably made her marriage intact out of all the women that tried to put them down. But yeah.
No, Mia.
No.
It has to end. It has to end.
Yeah.
I think that is where I was wrong. This is empowerment.
Women
talk,
empowerment.
Right?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But yeah, after
it should
all
have
the
ended.
No,
it should have ended. Over time, your the advice you give your children, the advice I gave my children changed. You cannot, you nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. You cannot tolerate those things and make them feel like it is normal. I think I made a big mistake because I made, making it look like it's normal.
It was okay, yes.
Help. And they will get used to it. And they will take you for granted. That's not going to work. So I was wrong there, and I take it back. If I could take it back, I would have taken it back a long time ago. But I did something about it in the end.
Which one are you talking about?
Stop.
Which is the it?
Just taking it.
Okay.
No, I just I can't take it anymore. So the marriage ended.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was saying. That was admirable because I wouldn't have done that. Right? Because but also it took a very strong woman to be able to do that. Right?
Yes. It takes a lot of strength to be able to say enough already. I'm done with this.
And even just talking to the women, you know. And I don't know how you did it, Miss Des.
You cannot break it. I'm not okay. To make a full circle, and I think this is to make a full circle. I made friends with all the wives.
Oh, you did?
Friends. Yeah, I did. Up to this point.
Well, hats off to you. I don't have hats, but hats off to you. You made friends.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. And I started
the conversation with him.
Initiated it.
Wow.
All right. Awesome.
So, but it's also one thing. But there's also one thing. There was so much hurt that I had to ask for healing of bad memories. And I'd like to teach you that. I went to a priest and asked for healing of my bad memories. So even if I talk about all these pain, you only heard 1/30th of my day. So even if I talk about them, no more pain. But I use these experiences. I use this as my teaching tool for people to learn. One of the things that I missed when I came to the U.S. is I used to do counseling for couples.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I did counseling, and it usually happened during my break time, lunch break in the office. So people who have, whatever bothers them, they come for especially marital counseling. We were also involved with marriage enrichment. So we were one of the speakers. So when my marriage failed,
Dissolved.
I did not feel, we ended it. So I felt unworthy. I felt like I wasn't worthy to do this. I was a failure, but I was not a failure.
No, you were not.
I did the right thing.
No.
Because I could not be a victim for a long time anymore.
Exactly.
Any
Yes.
longer.
Victimhood is
I
another.
cannot be a victim.
Yeah, that's another lie, that you can be a victim. How about you, Mia? What's your well-dressed lie? What well-dressed lie have you encountered in your life?
Well, I think my voice is my well-dressed lie.
Your voice?
My voice. I
voice.
think they perceive it as, they call it malumanay or
Oh,
Malambing.
malambing. But really, my husband would always say, don't be fooled.
do not be deceived by her
By the
malambing,
tone.
by the
Yes.
gentleness, because she is tough.
Yes. It's
Oh,
just the
that's
voice.
nice. Good to know,
That is-
Mia.
That is my well-dressed lie.
It is well-voiced lie.
There you go.
A well-voiced lie. So we're about 12 minutes wrapping up into our conversation. Very rich conversation. I'm learning so much and I love it so much.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
how do you talk to your children about sexuality, especially your daughters? And yeah, we should include our sons here. How do you talk to your children about sexuality? Let me go with Mia first and then Des.
Well, I'm very lucky at this point because they talk about sex in school. So it's easier for me to talk about it now. And it's very broad, especially at this day and age, because, there's LGBTQ now. So I try to be open with them, and they're very open with me now. So it's an open conversation in our house when it comes to sex.
Nice. Okay, very nice. Okay. How about you, Des? How do you talk to your children about sex or
We never
sexuality?
talked about it.
What's that? You
I
never
never
did?
talked to my kids about it. I
Oh.
grew up without a mom. So there was no discussion about that. So when I had my own kids, there was no discussion about that. It became a process. It went with age. And, but of course we discussed, acceptance. We discussed the acceptance among the people that they see that are different from us. And we discussed spirituality that goes with, I think that's especially now with my grandchildren, spirituality that goes with sex, for instance.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, that's how to connect. It's so difficult when you just talk about spirituality and sex. It's difficult to think, but if you put it on a smaller perspective, it's just like
It's easier.
they are connected. Because if a woman is raped or a man is raped, the spirit is killed. So it's there forever. You cannot put them apart, separate them. Rape, which is a sexual act, will kill the spirit, and it will change the way people will look at the things around them, even themselves. And if sex is beautiful, it's tender, it's fulfilling, it's giving, it's patient, it gives you a joyful spirit. And that spirit will radiate around you. You will be a fulfilled person. You will have peace from within, and you will look at things around you with more compassion, with more understanding, with more acceptance, with more charity.
Yes.
And
Right.
charity is
So
not
that's-
only in giving. Charity is being kind in words. Charity is
Yes.
seeing what other people need. And then that
Yes.
way it's easier for you to understand the situation of people who need help. And that is
Beautiful.
why I think, yeah, that is why it's just a matter of choice and what you do. For instance, at this point of time, I really wanted a house, but I'm old. You know, it's not a practical thing to do to buy a house because
You buy
we
a
opt
house
to
from Mia.
travel.
Uh-huh.
No, it's between buying a house and going traveling.
Oh, traveling. Okay.
Travel.
Buy an
So
RV,
you
right?
choose that. And traveling, so you opt that.
Uh,
But I love
uh-huh.
to garden. That's the only reason why I wanted a house. I already
Okay.
have a house in the Philippines, so, but I need a place for gardening. So what
Yeah.
happened? You yearn for it, you don't stop. And now I have a garden in the courtyard of the apartment.
Okay, there
that
you
I
go. You have it.
I was
Yeah.
given the space,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's just, how do you do it? And then I made a lot of people happy because it's
Mhm.
some kind of a community garden. And people who are into gardening are all having fun. Or
I'm
it's
gonna
just
visit
like,
you. Yes.
yes,
Tell me when your seeds have
Germinated?
ripened, or you
Oh.
have when your vegetables have what's this are ready for harvest, and I'll
Yeah,
come
sure.
visit you, and I'm
Oh,
going to
sure.
harvest with you. Yes. So we are 8 minutes
Okay.
close to our closing song. So, Des, thank you so much for a very rich and wise conversation laden with so much wisdom based from your experiences as a woman, mother, wife, friend. Thank you so much, and you're so creative, and we bless you with more creativity in the future. What would be your final words for our audience on speaking your truth, on your truth as a woman, and to not be ashamed about it? What would be your
Okay.
words? Mm-hmm.
We have to learn how to say no.
Learn how to say no.
Learn how to say no. You have to learn to express what you feel. Do not be constrained by what people think of you. I am misperceived. They think I'm strict. They think I was needy. Going back to my old life, for example, that was it. Because why do you think that I was? But
Yeah.
they did not know the life. I had so
Yes.
much more explosive truth that I did not want to discuss in this
Woohoo.
topic that defined me as a person. Why is it that the face is different? Why do you put up a strict face? Why do you think that you're needy? Because the need was never there in the first place, was not a given. So that's it. That's how you appear. Or maybe I'm strict, I'm strong. You think I am strong? They think I am strong, but I'm actually weak. I'm actually tender inside.
Tender, but your tenderness is also your strength, picking it from the physical body, the physical manifestation into your deeper truth, your essence, your substance, so to speak. Yes. Thank you. I picked up learn how to say no and learn how to speak up. Yes. How about Miss Mia? Thank you, Des. How about Miss Mia?
Well, I
What would be
wanted to thank Miss Desiree for being so open and sharing, your experiences with us and with our listeners. Thank you for guesting as well. Thank you, Miss
Thank
Desiree.
you.
Thank you so much.
Nice meeting you, Mia.
Nice meeting you too.
And if you need to buy a house here or a garden, Mia will sell you.
Yes, we have a lot of space here for your plants.
Garden.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And there's so many ways for you to satisfy what you dream of. I just go to my children's yards and I garden there.
Oh,
So,
there you go. Yeah.
It's just,
Beautiful. Nice, nice.
And
So,
for me, just be yourself. That's all the truth you need to show. The truth would always come out, and
truth will always come out.
you don't have to pretend. Just be yourself.
Right.
That's all I have for the listeners. And for my closing quote, yes, my closing quote is from Akira Kurosawa. The truth is in the mystery.
Ooh, the truth is in the mystery. I love that. Thank you. And so I prepared a lot of questions and a coaching process, but they're all unneeded because this was good. All this conversation is good. So for our listeners, don't be afraid of your nakedness. I'm not talking about baring your physical body. You may also do that. Don't be afraid of your nakedness in front of the mirror, especially if you're a woman. Learn to love who you are. Learn to embrace all you are. Your flaws, your pimples, your wrinkles, and your varicose veins, which I have. So learn to embrace the naked truth. And once you embrace that, other people, you're giving them permission to embrace their own naked truth, their own truth.
That's very true.
And you're deeper than that, bigger than that. Your truth is you're a child of God. Nothing can destroy that. Yep.
The truth will set you free.
The truth will set you free. Thank you so much. So that's it for today for our show. And we'll meet you again next week. We'll still be talking about sex and Sin City. So broadcasting from Sin City, Las Vegas. This is On the Dot. And Dot saying goodbye to everyone.
Bye. See you next week.
On the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From city view lofts, high rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity.